Hi gamers! Continuing on with my collection update videos, here I'm gonna present my Neo-Geo MVS games. MVS means it's the arcade version, coin-up version, and I also of course have the Neo-Geo home console, the Neo-Geo AES, and a bunch of games for that too, and the AES video is coming up next, so stay tuned for both videos so you can see the total that I got here. The games are for the MVS and AES, even though the cartridges are a bit differently shaped. They are on the inside, they are exactly the same game, so that's it. They didn't port their games to the home console, they are exactly the same game as on the arcades, so that's one of the coolest things on the Neo-Geo. In the arcades, the arcade owners got the games in these brown boxes. It says here the name of the game, has a serial number here as well, and inside we have the game cart itself in this bubble wrap, and here the game cartridge itself also with a matching serial number. And yeah, these huge huge things here. I just love the size of the games. You really know what you're paying for when you get a Neo-Geo game. Also included here in the box are these stickers. In fighting games you get these moves lists, and you could stick these on the arcade machine. Of course, not gonna stick these into my machine. Not only does it devalue your machine, but also these games, so a complete game has unsticked stickers for sure. I got here for Samurai Shodown 3, I got here an English and a Spanish sticker sheet here. Also included is an English and a Spanish this art set, and these include, just a second, come out, include this little plastic mini marquee that you could put on the arcade machine if it has a space and a backlight for this, so this lights up. And this little flyer, not sure if this is supposed to be sticked on the arcade machine also, or was this something just for the arcade owner, not sure. And an instruction sheet for the arcade owner to operate the game, how you could put up the or change the difficulty level, and you know how many lives you got per coin, stuff like that. So every game has their own customizable settings. That's one of the coolest things with the arcade gaming. You can really affect the gameplay as if you were the arcade owner itself. Of course, you don't have to charge yourself anything for a game, so that's also a plus. Put this away. The boxes that you see behind are so-called shock boxes. They are unofficial ways to store and display the games, but they are used for loose games. Most MVS games are just loose cartridges, and not everybody likes to pay for the extra bucks to get these full kits. Yeah, and these brown boxes are not really that appealing visually, I guess, even though I do like some, like the simplistic look on the shelves. But these shock boxes are really nice alternative. You can get the cover paper printed yourself, and there's just the game inside here, and yeah, some torn labels here, poor conditioned cartridges, but all look very nice when put into a shock box here. going into the games, again in alphabetical order, which I'm sure that I'll screw it up at some point because I have both these brown boxes and the shock boxes. But let's start here with Aero Fighters, which is a really nice 2D shooter. Basically the Neo-Geo had quite a limited amount of genres to it because every game was released in the arcades, so they had to be designed to be played in a few minute intervals before you die and have to put in more money. So basically shooters, fighters, puzzlers and some sports games. That's basically it. But the Neo Geo really did it's especially noteworthy as a fighting game machine, fighting game console, and some of the best examples of the genre is right here. But it also had some very nice shooters. Aero Fighters isn't one of the best, but it's still a very noteworthy shooter. And then Art of Fighting 3, The Path of the Warrior. I do have Art of Fighting 1 and 2 for the AES, but you will have to wait for the next videos to see those. Art of Fighting 3 is by far the best in the series, and it's really a nice proof that the Neo Geo had way more different kind of fighting games, whereas other companies just ripped off Street Fighter 2. SNK, who made the Neo Geo, really did innovate in with several different fighting game series with different styles and graphical styles and fighting styles, mechanics. Every one of their fighting game series are totally different from Street Fighter 2, which was of course the king of the hill back then. But SNK really did put out some fantastic games. Like Art of Fighting 3 here is a very realistic fighting game. There's no crazy jumps, and well, it does have some fireballs here, I guess. But really, it's all the environments that you're fighting are pretty realistic, and it's the most noteworthy thing about Art of Fighting 3 is the character animation. For example, here you can see Robert doing one single roundhouse kick and then going back into the first position. So that's all the animation frames that go into one move. It's crazy how good this looks in action. So I'm not sure if YouTube videos do it justice, but in person it's really the best animation in any fighting game, even to this day. And this is quite an old game already. And then Blazing Star, probably the best horizontal scrolling shooter there is on the Neo Geo. Really nice graphics and tight gameplay. Double Dragon, this isn't the scrolling beat 'em up kind of Double Dragon. This is a one-on-one fighting game, Double Dragon. Not the best there is on the Neo Geo for sure, but still a cool game. It is an official Double Dragon game, so you can't pass that up. Then I guess we'll go to... no, not yet. We have Garou, Mark of the Wolves. This is my favorite fighting game on the Neo Geo. There are some others as well that are really up there, but this is the cream of the crop. This is a part of the Fatal Fury series, the 7th in the series, even though this has very little to do with the previous games in the series apart from a couple of characters. But fantastic animation, really cool moves, great graphics, great music. This is a really cool fighting game, and I just love the cover here as well. I'm hoping to get this one day for the AES as well, but that's a quite expensive game. But I'm really happy to get this, play this on the MVS in the meantime. This is really the really the game that you want to get first if you have the chance to play Neo Geo games. This is really the best there is. Goal, Goal, Goal is a soccer game. Need I say more? And then we get to the longest running series on the Neo Geo, the King of Fighters. Of course, the premier fighting game series from SNK, and they really did quite a few of them. The Neo Geo was in the market from 1989 or 1990 up until 2003, and they did King of Fighters from the year 94, starting then and all the way up to 2003. So here we have King of Fighters 94, King of Fighters 95, King of Fighters 96, and the King of Fighters 97, and I'm missing from the on the MVS King of Fighters 98, so we'll skip to King of Fighters 99, King of Fighters 2000, King of Fighters 2002, again missing 2001 from my MVS collection. Really plan on getting all of these. And finally King of Fighters 2003. And yes, they really did these 2D fighting games and released them also to their home console as well, all the way up to 2003. And yeah, if you think about what games were coming out on other home consoles as well, you know, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and yeah, well, they were almost up to the next generation by then. So it's really cool that SNK stuck to Neo Geo for as long as they did. The King of Fighters is the thing. SNK always had some hook, something different in all of their fighting game series. So the thing here is that you play on with 3-man tag teams. You pick 3 fighters instead of just one, and go up against the other guy's team. So great variety in the gameplay, and really an all-star roster. There's characters from all over, from other SNK fighting series. So this is like the dream match between all the other fighters from the SNK universe. Then some puzzling, Magical Drop 2 and a Magical Drop 3. These are probably my favorite puzzling games on the Neo Geo. Really a unique take on the genre. Of course, there have been other kinds of puzzling like this as well, but instead of dropping bubbles down the well, you actually pick up bubbles from the ceiling of the well and throw them back up in order to create some combos, and really hectic, fast-paced action. If you are playing with a human opponent that knows what he's doing, it really gets very fast. So that's like a unique feature on this series. I love Magical Drop. Then into my favorite series there is on the Neo Geo, and it isn't a fighting game series, it is a shooter. The very best there is Metal Slug, and got here Metal Slug 1, Metal Slug 2, missing Metal Slug 3 for my MVS collection. I do have it for the AES. Metal Slug X is basically a remake of 2, so missing a number 3 from this spot. Then a Metal Slug 4 and Metal Slug 5. Almost can see it here. So a total of 6 Metal Slug games came out on the Neo Geo, and they're all really fantastic games. I still can't believe how good the animation and all the really intricate sprites, and it is basically, if you want to call it that, a mindless shooting game, even though there are lots and lots of bullets flying around, so you really can't let your guard down. But all the really intricate details in the backgrounds and the sprites, there's always something, always some gag going on, you know, whether it is, I don't know, a soldier going to the toilet, or well, anything like that. They really hid a huge number of Easter eggs on the levels, so it really pays to pay attention to everything around you. Really tightly designed levels, but of course the special thing about this, instead of other run-and-gun shooters, is that is of course the Slug vehicles. In the first game there was just the Metal Slug tank, but in the other installments they really went crazy with it. You could ride elephants and ostriches, and you could burrow underground and walk with mechanical spiders, and really crazy stuff. But that's what makes Metal Slug what it is. The great humor and really great variety in the gameplay. I just love Metal Slug. Then we get to another puzzle game, Money Puzzle Exchanger. Not a common game on the MVS. And then Neo Bomberman. It's just a classic Bomberman action, even though of course you could only play with 2 players. Neo Geo games only supported 2 players, so no 4-player multiplayer here. But other than that, it is really a classic Bomberman game. Then we have Neo Turf Masters, which is a golf game, and it's actually made by the same people that made Metal Slug games. In 1996 they made the first Metal Slug and Neo Turf Masters, a company called Nazga, and well, SNK bought them up as soon as they figured out what kind of marvels they could do with the Neo Geo platform. Metal Slug is of course a fantastic game, but so is Neo Turf Masters. I would even go so far as to say that this is my favorite sports game ever on any platform. And yes, it does make golf almost exciting. Really fantastic graphics, almost, I don't know, maybe at the time almost like this photorealistic look to it, even though it doesn't really look photorealistic, but it sort of has this really nice atmosphere to the graphics. Lovely vistas around you, and it's really a nice simulation. Of course, you get all the different clubs, and you can slice and hook and do all sorts of things. And the putting it's really varied as well as really nice contours to the green there is, and it really takes some skill. It's a lovely looking game. I even like the nice jazzy music there is here, and it is probably my favorite sports game there is. Look it up. What do we have next? I guess this. Bomberman Panic Bomber, which isn't an action game, it's a puzzle game. This pretty basic, you know, colored bubbles down the well sort of thing. So, a second Bomberman game for the Neo Geo. And now that we're talking about puzzle games, Neo-Geo was the first platform to get Puzzle Bubble. So this series began on the Neo-Geo, known in the US as Bust a Move, not to be confused with Bubble Bubble. That's a different platforming game, but this is the classic puzzle game that you change the angle of the gun here, and you shoot the bubble up there and try to make every bubble disappear on the top there. Brilliant fun with 2 players, of course. There was also a sequel, Puzzle Bubble 2. Really, probably even though I did like Magical Drop as well, I think, yeah, I prefer Puzzle Bubble even more. Such a classic that began on the Neo-Geo. Puzzle de Pan, it's basically a carbon copy of Puzzle Bubble, not really as good. Yeah, not much to say about that. It really is quite similar to Puzzle Bubble. Where are we at now? So R. Rage of the Dragons, another one of those newer releases. This came out, I think, like in 2001, I guess, 2002 maybe. And like the name suggests, this has the characters from Double Dragon, but I don't know why isn't called Double Dragon. Maybe they had some license. No, I think this is a fully licensed Double Dragon game. Again, a one-on-one fighting game. Still not a scrolling beat 'em up, but still a very nice looking game, and it's really nice that other companies, not just SNK, but other companies as well, made games for the Neo-Geo well into the 2000s. Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. This is, as the name suggests, part of the Fatal Fury series. There were 4 Fatal Fury games and then 3 Real Bout Fatal Fury games. Not that different. The gameplay is the same. Basically, the thing that separates Fatal Fury series from other fighting games is that you could move in the middle plane and to and from, toward and back on the screen, so you could basically fight on 3 planes, and that gives really nice strategic options to the fighting, and really makes it feel like it's in 3D. I do like the Real Bout versions better. They look quite a bit nicer and played a bit faster, in my opinion. Although I'm no expert, don't listen to me. But I just like, maybe Real Bout 2 is my favorite of this series. Of course, if you don't count the Garou Mark of the Wolves, but that's basically like a spin-off of the Fatal Fury series. But yeah, lots of different fighting games on the Neo-Geo, as you can see. Continuing on with different fighting games, we have Samurai Shodown. I have the lots more Samurai Shodown games on the AES, but here on the MVS I got Samurai Shodown 3, Samurai Shodown 4, Amakusa's Revenge, and Samurai Shodown 5. This is the Japanese version. All Neo-Geo games, though, they work in the language that you have the machine running in. So if you have an English machine, every game runs in English if they have that option in them. So really an importer's dream, the Neo-Geo. Really no hassles there. Samurai Shodown is the special thing about that one-on-one fighting game is that well, everybody uses weapons, swords, and well, a great variety of stuff, chains and all sorts of weapons. And it's set in feudal Japan, with of course samurais and other, well, some supernatural monstrosities as well taking part of the action, and really just totally unique feel and atmosphere to this fighting game. So SNK really did. Again, I'm repeating myself here, but it really is a marvel how different kinds of fighting games they really could think up and make 5 sequels to each and every one of them, at least. Good stuff. Then some action, Shock Troopers, and there was also a sequel, Shock Troopers Second Squad. This is basically like I don't know, like Ikari Warriors, a top-down view, and you have a soldier that just kills everybody on the screen. It's a scrolling shooter, and really good old-fashioned fun. I'm sure you know the genre here. Couple of games to go, and then we're done. Here is a port of Strikers 1945 called Strikers 1945 Plus. It was originally released on arcades on a vertical screen, but no Neo-Geo games use a vertical screen, so this was optimized for a horizontal screen. They made the play area here a bit wider, and but then just added some borders here to fill up the rest of the screen. Really probably the best vertically scrolling shooter there is on the Neo-Geo. Great game. And getting to the last game on my Neo-Geo MVS collection, Waku Waku 7. You have to find some videos of this game. It's really a funny fighting game. This isn't from SNK, this is from Sunsoft, but this is really crazy. You really have to see all the characters that they have here. Really, it's so colorful and so off the wall, so tongue-in-cheek that you really have to see the game to believe it. And again, well, this isn't no thanks to SNK, but this is another one of those fighting games that really just broadens the selection on the Neo-Geo. Again, something totally different to guarantee getting your quarters if you see this at an arcade. So they really have to make all games look so appealing. So that's kind of the special thing about Neo-Geo, is that they had, because it's an all-out arcade machine, they had to make all games instantly playable and tough enough so that you'll basically die every few minutes, even though you can adjust the difficulty setting. Die every few minutes and make you reach for more quarters, but also they had to be designed so that they instantly capture your eye in a crowded arcade, and there's just something so special about the games here. Pure arcade goodness. And that was my collection for the Neo-Geo MVS. Check out my next video on the Neo-Geo AES games. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.